What's up, Godzilla breath?
What's up, Miss Thrifty?
Miss Thrifty?
Miss Thrifty?
We'll get back to that.
I know that we talked about in the last episode some neighborhood friends that I got, which is the possum and the raccoon.
Mm-hmm.
I have also made a new friend. I do not know the dog's name. I do not know the dog's owner's names, but I do know that the dog's penguin is named Zippy.
He carries a penguin around.
He has to carry a penguin around with him when he walks the neighborhood.
He has emotional support, Penguin.
The dog has a penguin named Zippy.
Love that. I love that.
I was walking, and the first time I saw them, I was walking and they were walking, and I went, "That's a good friend." And the guy goes, "He won't go anywhere without Zippy." And then I've seen them like a dozen times now. And it's a big golden retriever with the dirtiest stuffed animal penguin in his mouth. But he just looks so happy walking around.
I've seen those like on TikTok before when they have like a big scary looking dog and it has just like a toy in his mouth and he walks with it and won't drop it.
It's so funny to me.
Dogs get anxiety. Like I know, like Toad tries to bring toys outside too. And I always used to let him. But then last year, the toys that he brought out and then he would bring them back in. And then we got ants because they go in the toys. So I had to stop him from doing it. It makes me feel bad because I feel like he's trying to bring it as a support for himself. And now I'm like, no, you can't do that anymore.
Yeah. But there's something about seeing a big, funny dog walking around with a stuffed animal in its mouth.
Hey, you guys, it doesn't matter who you are. If you're big and tough or tiny, you can have an emotional support item.
Yes, you can.
I hope I get to see that sometime.
It's so funny. There's a lot of people walking dogs. The weather's gotten to dog walking weather.
It's still been crazy though, because one day is like 55 and another day, yesterday was 90.
Yeah, my dad, a couple days ago, up where he lives in northern Michigan, it was 83 in the middle of the day and 31 at night.
Yeah, yesterday our high was 89 and our low was 38.
Crazy.
That's just like, just give yourself a migraine. Just already know that you're getting a migraine.
And just let everything that's built just be destroyed because it heats up all day long. Then the wind comes in like a son of a bitch.
The wind has been crazy.
And just blows it all down.
Yeah, it's been crazy. We went to the famous church sale today.
Bing bong, ding dong.
Bing, bing, bing. It's our favorite thing. No, we did not steal anything. We thought we did make a couple jokes about stealing a couple things actually, but we didn't do it.
No, I paid my 50 cents for the thing I was joking about stealing.
Yeah. Well, we did pretty good. I got 2 coats and 3 DVDs and a desk lamp, a metal desk lamp, for a grand total of $27.
And I got a book magnifier and a DVD for a grand total of $2.50.
That's all you got?
That's it.
And I accidentally said a loud thing about boobs again. At least I didn't say titties in the church again, but I did say boobs really loud.
For some reason, though, this year, it was hot in there.
It was really fucking hot in there. Yeah, but we did good. We got in and out fat. We're like pros at that shit now. We know where everything is. We know what's worth.
We only kind of get lost in the hallways.
We do still kind of get a little lost. It's a big church, but and then also we got annoyed today because people were bringing in giant fucking wagons and the wagons were in everybody's way.
It was crazy. Like people didn't have well, some people had shopping carts, but
yeah,
but like those full
like a foldable wagon you bring to the zoo, like those rich people wagons.
4 feet long, 3 feet.
Yeah, why do you have that? That was really annoying, but we had a good time. And then we got Slipperies and vegan sandwiches after.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
So this last week, well, listen, you guys, I've been saying for a while that I don't know what happened, but my taste around my house changed. And I've been trying to trade shit out that I don't like anymore and trade new shit in. So any fucking way, this is what I did on this last Saturday. I bought 4 antique, like over 100-year-old dining room chairs off Facebook Marketplace for a grand total of $95. And then I had to drive to fucking Saginaw to get the chairs. I drove an hour and a half away to get these beautiful chairs.
Listen, I don't mean to interrupt, but I didn't know that you had bought the chairs, but I did know you were in Saginaw because you posted a picture of Saginaw Castle.
I did, and I've never seen it before, and I was very excited. So, and then also, I can't say why, but because I was doing recon for someone that I can't talk about, but there's a haunted library, Hoyt Public Library in Saginaw. And so I stopped there to poke around for a second and to do recon for somebody. And I talked to like 4 different librarians about their haunting. And I asked what happens here. And this is the funny part. Cause listen, you know this 100%. When you go to a public place that's for normies, like a hotel or a library, you will open up with I'm here because I heard it's haunted. And 9 times out of 10, they will go, oh no, it's not that bad. Or, oh, that's overblown. Or oh, they'll start to not buy into it because they don't want to scare you. They don't want to scare anybody. They don't want bad press. They don't want whatever. So they won't talk about it. But listen, I go, I'm here because your library's haunted. And this is 3 librarians in front of me. And they're like, oh yeah. They just like instantly gave up. They were just instantly like, oh yeah, we know why you're here. Yeah. And
Mhm.
then the one guy, they said there's a lady in white that they see there with a flowing dress. And then they said they hear footsteps almost every day that are not there. They hear typing on like typewriters and computers that's not there. They said it's like very haunted. So that was neat. So I got to stop there. And then, oh, this is funny too, because I went to the chairs I bought from a vendor off like a guy on Facebook Marketplace. But when I pulled up to the place, I knew that me and you had been there before. And we've been there. Remember, I don't even know where we were coming back from, but
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I bought my ottoman there.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes. And I didn't know. And it was so cute. So I went in there and the guy in there was so nice. And he goes, do you want to walk around or are you just here for the chairs? I'm like, I did want to walk around, but I had my dog in the car. And he's like, is he nice? I'm like, yeah. He's like, is he small? I'm like, yeah. He's like, bring him in. I was so excited. So we got to take a spin around, but I literally didn't get anything. I didn't find a single other thing, but I put the chairs in the car and I got them home. But 2 of them, they have caning on them, like old caning. You guys probably don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but so I took them to a furniture repair place yesterday.
To be recaned.
Yeah, so I had to get 2 of them recaned. So they're at the repair shop, but they're going to be really beautiful. They look like the goblin-y witch house mixed with a vampire house. They're so fucking beautiful. I'll show them to you guys if you want to see them. Just ask me or I'll put them in our Instagram story or something, but they're perfect. But that was a fun drive. So I did that on Saturday. Toad had a good old time.
I'm sorry, I've been thinking this whole time you're talking.
What?
We went to that antique store on a 1-dayer.
Why did we go?
We wanted to do something. We wanted to get out.
We just drove all the way up there for nothing?
Yep, we drove all the way up there for some nothing. And then on the way back, we were like, well, let's actually turn it into a thing. And we got a hotel. And I don't know if you remember this because the hotel room was on like the main floor of the hotel and the windows like looked out like just onto the parking lot. And we got pizza, but the hotel was literally like just outside of Flint.
That does kind of sound familiar, but
we literally just went on a day ride.
I would have thought it would have been on the way back from like Michigan Paracon or something, but usually that day we're tired, so that doesn't make any sense.
No, we literally like drove out there, went to that antique store, which is off an exit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we went to that antique store. I don't know where else we went. We went to a bookstore.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And then we got a hotel room, and then we just went home in the morning.
Weird. Well, we can do whatever we want. That's why we did it. We don't have any kids and no responsibilities, so we can just do whatever we want.
That's right.
But I will say too, this is crazy. I felt like, listen, you guys, I don't know what's going on in Saginaw, but I got out of my car, the whole town smells like chemicals. Like, is everybody okay in Saginaw? Why did it smell like that there? If anybody can weigh in, let me know. But I'm like, is everybody here gonna die because it smells fucking weird here? It literally smelled like chemicals in the air. It was weird. I'm like, this doesn't seem safe.
I wonder if it's one of those places like Alpena will end up sometimes smelling like a paper factory, which is like all chemical smell because it was a paper factory for so long and like wood processing for so long, and it's just
yeah, it smelled like varnish.
Yeah, it's just like in everything because they did it for 100 years.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is, but it was weird to me. I have sensitive smell though, but I got out. Oh, and the weird part was somebody was taking somebody had like 2 very fancy motorcycles in front of the library and they were taking like prom photos or like wedding photos. I'm like, this is weird. I was gonna say I would have taken you with me, and you probably saw my Instagram story and was like, cool, thanks for inviting me, but I bought 4 dining room chairs and I have the tiniest car, and I'm talking about like by a millimeter, all 4 of them got in the back of my car with like the back seat folded down, so there would have been nowhere for you to fucking go.
There is a documentary about that hotel, or not the hotel, the library.
Oh yeah, I know, the Hoyt, they said the horror, what is it called? Haunting at Hoyt.
Yeah. That's Prozac.
Yeah, they told me about that.
Steve Shippey.
Yeah, that's what they said.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm like, I've heard that name. I don't know them personally though.
He is really good friends with Cindy Kazan.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they were so nice. They were very open to talk about it, and the library was very beautiful.
Well, you did that, and I watched a 2-year-old movie on Netflix because now I have Netflix again.
Oh.
Can I just say something?
That's literally why we're here.
Okay.
I don't know if you knew this or not, but we're on this is a
Oh,
podcast.
shit.
I wasn't sure if you knew that.
You can put a lot of good people in a movie, and it can be not a great movie.
Yeah, most movies that come out every year have a lot of people in them, and a lot of them are not good.
Mahershala Ali,
Love him. Literally love him.
great. Ethan Hawke,
Yeah, he's great too. Yeah.
wonderful, amazing.
Mm.
Julia Roberts,
Yep, one of literally my favorites, even though you think she's weird looking.
Kevin Bacon.
Fantastic. One of my faves.
This movie was not good.
It came out 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
What, it go straight to video? What is it?
It's called Leave the World Behind.
Oh, that was a big movie on Netflix. That's like that's like a
It's an
Save the Planet
apocalypse,
movie. Yeah.
end of the world movie.
Yeah.
I started watching it. I'm like, okay. And then I was like, oh, I'm kind of in on this. And then I was like, okay. Am I still? I don't know if I'm. And by the end, I was like, I don't know why they made this movie.
Yikes.
Everybody is so good in the movie. The movie is shot really beautifully. There's some real iffy CGI stuff in it. Like there's some CGI animals that don't look great to your brain when you see it.
I don't like that, yeah. But you can't use real animals, so I do respect them.
I do. I understand. Yeah, I understand. But then it's like, again, we've talked about this with A24 movies.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there should have been a series of 30-minute movies, and this would have been one of the little 30-minute movies and not a 2-hour film.
Yeah, I never watched it.
The basic premise is Julia Roberts, Ethan Hawke are married. They have 2 kids, a boy and a girl, and they rent an Airbnb for the weekend. They get there. They don't have any service. The electricity starts acting weird. Mahershala Ali shows up with his daughter and says, we actually own the Airbnb, but there's been a blackout in New York. Can we spend the night in our own house while you're here?
Yikes.
Yeah, which causes conflict. And all of that is the beginning. And I'm like, oh, I'm kind of into this because it's weird. Like they rented it. And
like how Barbarian starts and they have to
Yes.
be in the same Airbnb and you're like, this is awkward.
Yeah, for sure. And then things start happening, like giant sonic shock waves.
Oh shit. You're making this movie sound so good.
It's not.
Son of a bitch. That's so disappointing.
The problem is I've
I legit want to watch it.
you're gonna want to watch it even more after I say this.
Come on.
I've been saving.
What, does
this.
Billy Zane walk out of a closet?
No. So the youngest daughter of Julia Roberts and Ethan Hawke is obsessed with watching Friends.
Oh, listen, they made this movie for me and you're telling me I'm not gonna like it.
And when the power blackout and all of the electronics go dead is right before she watches the last episode of Friends.
Oh no. Like she never seen the series before?
She's never seen the series before. She doesn't know how it ends.
Oh no.
And she keeps her tablet open and it's frozen on the beginning of the last episode of Friends.
Oh my god.
Throughout the entire
that's
movie.
my nightmare. Binging a full series and not being able to watch that, I would lose it. I wouldn't even care that the world was ending. I'd be like, this is ruining my life.
Anyway, it is not for me.
I'm gonna watch it now.
I know you're going to. It's not terrible.
I will genuinely hate a movie that has a bunch of bad CGI in it though. So it could fully take me out of the movie.
You like the Friends aspect of it.
Yeah, I like that. I want to watch it.
And Ethan Hawke and Julia Roberts make a good couple.
Yeah, I'll watch it. I remember it coming out and I didn't hear that much about it, which usually means it's not great, but
Oh, by the way, did you buy Casablanca at the thrift store? At the thrift fair?
At the church sale today, there was an unopened, still in the plastic DVD copy of Casablanca, so I bought it. So
Here we go, people. It's going to happen.
Yeah, but you also bought me Dune 1 and 2, and I didn't watch that shit yet.
Come on.
I will do it. I watched The Cotton Club, too. Have you ever seen that?
I have seen the Cotton Club.
It's nice. That's a nice watch. But listen, guess what else I did in these few weeks like I said, I've been trying to rest from Rona, because after you have Rona, you're supposed to rest for several weeks so you don't fuck your health for the rest of your life. But anyway, so I binged The Last of Us. And how do you think that's going for me?
Oh my goodness gracious.
I got so into it and it's so fucking good. And now me and everybody are just like,
So did you make it through the whole thing?
yes, I'm caught up. I'm caught up. And everybody that's listening is probably caught up. And if you're not, I'm not saying anything. I'm literally not saying anything else. The ones who know, I'm not saying anything else. but it's really good. And listen, the first couple episodes, I'm like, I don't think I like this. This I've been meaning to talk to you about this. The first couple episodes, I'm like, this isn't that great. It's slow. I don't think I like it. Then it gets to, I believe it's episode 3, the one with you talk Nick. Is it Nick
Yeah,
Offerman?
yeah. Nick Offerman,
Him and the guy that he
Bill.
meets.
Yeah, Bill.
That I'm not even kidding right now. That's one of the most beautiful episodes of television that's ever been on TV.
You brought it up, and I'm sad.
I know. From start to finish, that's the perfect episode of television. And I was like, after the episode, I'm like, this show is beautiful. I love it. It's perfect. That was so good.
It's so good.
So good.
So unexpected, so
Yes.
wonderful.
Yes. Yeah, that episode of TV is nuts. I don't give a fuck if you like that show or not, but that is a perfect episode of.
And now there's a whole nother season coming.
I know. I mean, this one that's going right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I won't spoil it for anybody, but what I did was after I watched the first season, I read about stuff online, and I've never played. It's based on a video game. I've never.
I was
played
about to say, so you're gonna start playing the video game now?
Well, no, I'm not, because I don't care about video games. But listen, if you watch the first season, definitely don't go to the Wikipedia page about the video game, because you will ruin future things for yourself. And that's exactly what I did to myself. But so don't do that. But anyway, Last of Us is really good. I feel like it's very outside of my character to watch that show. That's why I was excited.
That is
to tell you about
really
it.
outside of your
I know.
character to watch
know.
like a apocalyptic zombie.
I know. But no, it's so cool because me and Katie talked about this too. Because before I was going to start it, and she was like, I'm so excited for you to see the zombies. They're unlike anything you've ever seen. And then when I saw them, I'm like, these are so good.
The Cordyceps.
So good. The like concept of them and how different they are.
Yeah.
And they're like beautiful. Really good stuff.
And I think this might have gotten mentioned in a past podcast or something like that. But I think we might have brushed through Last of Us and how neither of us had watched it at the time. But just because Last of Us has come up again, I will once again mention 1963's Matango, which is Attack of the Mushroom People from Japan, made by the same people who made Godzilla.
That's not the one. Is that the one that Nicolas Cage loves? Or no, that's a different Godzilla with the trippy Godzilla movie.
Oh, that's Godzilla versus Hedorah. That's the small monster one. No,
Yeah,
Matango is about an island of mushroom people.
Nice. Nice.
Who attack everyone, and people should watch it because it's very fun.
The only other thing, yesterday I had to take the chair. Listen, you guys, it was a ordeal to find somebody to fix these chairs because they're 100 years old, and the thing that needed fixed is specialized. So long story short, I found a guy an hour from here that said he would fix them for a certain price, and then I found somebody over by my dad's house to fix them for half the price.
There you go.
I felt like a fucking super genius. So anyway, the chairs are there. Then after that, I got food, and I went to, this is crazy. I went to Detroit Cookie Company to get coffee and cookies, and I was there during the afternoon because I had to be somewhere at a certain time, and then I had to wait for my dad to get off work. So I sat in the parking lot of Detroit Cookie Company for an hour and ate a vegan sandwich and ate coffee and cookies any fucking way. So, and I had put in my Instagram story that I was at Detroit Cookie Co. So then later, my friend Kelsey sends me a DM and she goes, "Did you see this guy?" And I'm like, "What the fuck?" And I open the post 2 hours after I was there. Detroit Cookie Company posts a guy. They're like, "Does anybody know who the fuck this is?" Listen, I won't say they got robbed, but because that sounds serious. But the guy walked in and stole an entire cheesecake, and they had cameras like fucking Target. I don't know why they have so many cameras there, but it was the clearest fucking picture of this guy's face on their social media. He had a his car in the parking lot. It was, the front half of it was black and the back end of it was like orange. It was a 2 different color fucking car. They had his plate number. They put his fucking plate number in the Instagram caption. And we're like, "Does anybody know who the fuck this is?" I'm like, I have never been more. Can you imagine?
That's wild.
And then I write back to Kelsey. I'm like, "No, I didn't see that guy. I was there like 2 hours before." And then in the comments, I'm seeing the Detroit Cookie Co. is like, "We got him. We got him. We got him." I'm like, can you imagine getting fucking arrested because you stole a cheesecake?
Cheesecake.
What a psycho. And that place is not cheap. I bet that cheesecake was like $40.
I mean, sometimes you got a cheesecake.
Bro, I was so embarrassed for him. And they left it up for like a while too. After they were like, "We got him, we got him." And then I checked today and it is gone, but it was up for a while. So that happened. Then I went to my dad's house and my very tiny nephew was there. You guys liked to hear my nephew stories, I feel like. But this is very cute. Listen, this is me and you, I feel like know everything. We literally know everything. We every topic that anybody could ever bring up in the universe, I can talk about it. You can talk about it. So it's very cute to me watching a 3-year-old learn things in the world one thing at a time
Mm-hmm.
in real time. It's
Mm-hmm.
so fucking cute. And he really likes me, and I don't know why, because I feel like I have no experience with children, and I feel like at some point he's gonna think I'm stupid. But he fucking loves me, and he gets really excited to see me. So he runs up to me yesterday, and he's like, "Do you know orcas?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I go like whales. He goes orcas, and then my brother behind me goes Free Willy, and I go, "Oh, you watched Free Willy?" And he's like, "Yeah." So now he's like obsessed with orcas. I'm like, I love this so much. This is so cute. Can you imagine? Can you just put yourself in the mind space that you just learned about whales for the first time? I love it. I literally love it.
I kind of can.
I love it. It's the cutest thing to me.
The only reason I can is because
Why?
when I was 7 years old, I asked my mother. Our next door neighbor was like she was probably like 14 or 15, and she was the only person I knew who could draw.
Mm.
And I asked my mom if she could paint a giant whale on the wall of my bedroom.
Oh my God,
And my
cute.
mom let her paint a giant whale on the wall of my bedroom when I was 7 years old. So I
Cute.
can kind of remember discovering whales and thinking they were the best thing.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
not orcas, but it was whale.
Yeah, whales in general. I showed him the video on my phone of Toad seeing whales, and I already went online and ordered him a giant orca stuffed animal because I'm like obsessed. So that was very cute and wholesome. And then they played like baseball on the front lawn for a while because he just joined a T-ball league, even though he's
Hmm.
3. That seems so early, but he's really good. But anyway, last thing I'll say is it was so cute because my brother had to go drive him home, and like it's on the front porch. It's me and or no, my dad, and then Toad in the middle, and then me, and then my brother's like, okay, say bye. And normally he comes up and hugs me and hugs my dad and like tells us he loves us. He literally came directly to Toad, gave Toad a hug, and then bounced. He just left. Just left. I was like, dang. Just roasted me and my dad. Toad got the biggest hug. I was like, that's fair. I guess I would probably do the same thing. So it was very cute. But it was lots of wholesome moments lately and like random small business. I keep trying to go to small businesses. There's a new, well, not new, it's been there for 2 years, but there's a very cute, you guys listening, if you go to Sinclair Shores, there's a place called Radical Plants. It's a little vegan place. They have prepared vegan food, and you just roll up in there and get like a wrap. They have bowls, they have dinners, they have all sorts of stuff in the coolers. And it was like 2 younger boys behind the counter, and I loved it. I was so proud of them for being there. And then my dad said it's busy as fuck all the time. And the wrap was so good. I literally can't wait to go back over there and get another one. So you guys, shout out to Radical Plants. Go to Radical Plants.
It's not appropriate for your little nephew, but there's a YouTuber, and I don't know if he's like a good person or not. I hope he is. But his name is James Toland,
Mm-hmm.
and he does these little cartoons called like Your Life as a Whale, Your Life as an Orca, Your Life as a Gorilla, and it's like 11-minute little animated things,
Mm-hmm.
and they're very cute. And if anybody wants to know what your life would be like as a snow leopard, like it just starts off like I don't even know the bear one. The bear one starts off and it's like, you are a little pink nub. Next to you is another pink nub. Your mother can only support one of you. And then like you see the mom like squash the little pink, and he's like, okay, now you're a very baby bear.
Jeez.
You're not going to leave the cave for the next 3 months. You go outside with your mom, you see wolves, you go back in the cave for another month.
Dang.
But they're really cute and they're very informative and very fun.
That is very cute. I like that. Is it like for adults though, more so? Like
Yes, yes.
it sounds like it'd be slightly traumatizing for a
Yes,
child.
it's for adults. Some of it is traumatizing.
Well, as we discussed in the last episode, a lot of adults are stupid, so it would be good if they watched these adult cartoons and actually learned some stuff about things on Earth.
The How to Hippo one is really funny for people who like Fritz and Fiona.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like, you love being in the water, but you can't swim, so you run across the bottom of the water.
Yeah, they just bounce. They don't swim. They like bounce
Yeah.
off the ground. I don't have much else, but the last thing, a tiny thing that got announced in the last, I don't know, week and a half or so, our homie, Josh Malerman, who wrote Bird Box. The headline is Josh Malerman's horror novel, Incidents Around the House, is getting a movie adaptation from producer James Wan and director Rob Savage, who made Host.
Yep.
And Jessica Chastain is going to be in the movie.
Crazy.
That's a giant movie.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's not like, oh, oh, your friend wrote a book and they're getting an indie movie or like a small budget movie or even a medium budget movie. That's a movie. That's nuts.
It's still crazy to think. Like, I think it's been surpassed now, but you got to remember, like, Bird Box was the most watched show on Netflix in its history when it
I
came.
know. That's what I was thinking of when you were talking about this Julia Roberts movie too. I'm like, it reminds me of Bird Box and Last of Us. This is a very like
Yeah.
apocalyptic episode. He does so many things. Like I do so many things. I feel like I'm always doing shit, always whatever. I have more ideas than I have time to accomplish the ideas, and he makes me feel like I'm a lazy person. Like he does so many things.
Yeah, I know.
If I didn't watch as much movies and TV as I did, I would really,
You'd be crushing it.
yeah. Well, they're my safe space. I can't help it. Like
If you weren't driving to Saginaw.
if I wasn't driving an hour and a half away for chairs. Listen though, because I looked them up on Google Lens and chairs like the ones I got, I'm not even kidding. A set sells for like $2,000. And I somehow got four for a total of $95 just because two of them needed a repair. And I'm getting the repair and they're going to be stunning. And you guys, they're really good. They make me happy. And I just, going back, we always say I don't want anything new in my house. We like old shit. I can't help it.
Yep, really quickly before we go, I have to remember to send you. I watched a YouTube Dateline-ish. You know, I don't watch a lot of true crime,
Mm-hmm.
but I wanted you to watch this one I watched. It was about a murder of a person in Australia,
Mm-hmm.
and it's so crazy because the whole case flips. I'm going to give you the flip because it's not really a flip the way they tell it.
Don't spoil it for me.
I'm not spoiling it to you, that you know from the kind of beginning, the way that it's not a Dateline where it's set up as a mystery.
Okay.
But it's just crazy to me because, like, the cops go to the guy's house who they are fairly sure killed this person. And he's like, oh, I don't know anything about it. And as the cops leave, he literally from the porch, he goes, good luck finding the body.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Why did he do that?
Why? And then immediately, like within a day, he's in prison. Like, could have completely got away with it. What is self-sabotage? Like,
That's the thing. Those people are narcissists, and they say they don't want to get caught, but they want the credit. There's like no way for them to not, especially if cops deliberately do that thing where they try and get in the news and be like, "Ooh, this is who we think did it," and then they'll get messages from the real person because they don't want their like credit to go to somebody else.
yeah, I let my dad watch Mindhunter. I don't know what they only did two seasons, right?
Yeah, and the world had lost their goddamn mind, and they still post almost every day about bringing the series back, and they're not doing it.
My dad watched both seasons in a row the last time he was at my house.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next time I saw my dad, he said, I don't know if it was good for me to watch that because when I close my eyes, sometimes I think about Ed Kemper.
Yeah, that's like the I don't know if they did some real magic with that show. 'Cause every murderer looks exactly like.
It's crazy.
It's so good. That show is so good, and they just stopped it and didn't give us any more because the world sucks.
Because that's the world.
That's the world. They don't care about artistic vision or integrity. They just want money. Anyway.
And then I'll just wrap up by saying that I spent the last 2 weeks reading all 7 of Isaac Asimov's Foundation novels.
Jesus. I'll tell you what I did. Not that. Didn't do that. I do have 1 or 2 of his books, I think, here, though.
I was like, because I've read them all before, and I was like, you know what? It's been about 10 years since I've read those books. I'll just read all 7 in order starting now. And then I just burned through all of them.
What are the ones? Say some of the titles.
Foundation, Second Foundation, Foundation and Earth, Foundation's Edge, Forward the Foundation, Prelude to Foundation, Robots and Empire. Oh, I also read The Caves of Steel.
I don't have any of those. How many does he have? 1 million?
Books total?
Yeah.
Isaac Asimov is the only author in the history of the world to have at least 2 books in every classification of the Dewey Decimal System.
Good grief. See, listen, when I just said I would be a powerhouse if I didn't watch so many fucking TV and movies, that would be me.
I think they would be hard pressed to find 2 books in like the feminist section because he was, 40s, 50s, 60s, kind of a creep sometimes in those science fiction books, talking about the plunging neckline of the alien woman's dress and her curvaceous figure and, that type of stuff. Yeah. So maybe not in like feminist studies. You probably would be hard pressed to find an Asimov book.
Good grief.
But that's all I got.
That's all I got too. Do we have anything coming up? We have in June, we have Windy City Parafest in
Mm-hmm.
Chicago. Thank you to our sponsor, OuterRealmsCandles.com.
.com.
And go to patreon.com/whatsupweirdo to support the making of this podcast and to get extra, I don't fucking know, extra footage, we have contests in there. We have movie screening giveaways. We have a very active chat room.
I'm in the chat.
I know Tenny's in the chat now. And Tenny does a monthly YouTube live stream where you can ask him or tell him anything that you want. So there's lots of perks in the Patreon and it helps us support the podcast. So patreon.com/whatsupweirdo.
Instagram/woopod.
Yeah, Instagram at WUWpod.
Yeah, and go out and have a nice day.
Yeah, go out and walk a dog
That has a zippy penguin.
that has a zippy.
That's all I got.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, bye guys.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.